So many people said it couldn't be done. They said it was impossible. They called me an unhinged lunatic. There were petitions to lock me up in Arkham Asylum for the criminally insane, saying that I went too far this time, I pushed the envelope way over the edge. But just like Vincent van Gogh, the misunderstood genius, I too was just misunderstood. On June 24th, I publicly announced a $20,000 gaming challenge, a challenge that no one has ever completed, not a single soul, in 18 years. So I wanted to be a footnote in history here. I wanted to see it done. Just like an anime villain whose main goal is to force humanity to evolve, I pushed gamers to infinity and beyond to break their limiter in order to chase and complete this challenge and be the first living, breathing mortal to pull off the hardest feat in gaming. And I'm happy to say, as of August 3rd, it has been done. Yesterday, history was made. My birthday was August 2nd, and on August 3rd, a Twitch streamer by the name of Jervalen gave me a late birthday present of an empty wallet by squeezing 20 grand right out of my pockets and beating this challenge, absolutely slapping it around with a god run. It was his first run of the day, and it went the distance.
Can you shoot, Johnson? Thank you.
Yes. Let's go!
There you go, chat.
That's it. I've never been so happy to lose 20 grand.
Done.
That is so fucking huge. 18 years in the making. You know how many people said it was impossible? You know how many people said it was actually impossible, my challenge? I fucking told you.
Damn right.
I told you it would get done.
We did it. So there you go.
Oh my god, you did it!
I turned it off because my stream was blowing up, so I turned it off.
Oh my god!
You couldn't script a more wholesome finale here. This is the perfect conclusion. His family comes in, gives him a hug, going crazy, getting fucking hype and wild. They'd been so supportive of him during this entire time of him running this challenge. It was just so great to see them get that excited for him. Now, just in case this is the first time you're hearing about it and don't know what the challenge was, I'll bring you up to speed. The challenge was completing Halo 2 on Legendary difficulty solo without dying and with every single skull turned on except for Envy. Skulls in Halo 2 make the game significantly more difficult except for Envy. Envy's the only one that makes it a little bit easier by giving Master Chief access to camo. So turning that skull off, every other skull on, Legendary, solo, deathless. Jervalen grinded this from the very start of the challenge announcement, all the way from June 24th till now. It took 40 days, exactly 40 days. Like something straight out of the Bible where it rains for 40 days, 40 nights, and then it's like rainbows and everything's beautiful. That's exactly what happened here. Jervalen grinded 40 days and 40 nights, putting in blood, ball sweat, tears, broken controllers, popped blood vessels, all for this moment. This huge, beautiful pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. A pot of $20,000 worth of gold. But it's not just that. He was not only supported by his family, he was supported by the entire Halo community, and really just anyone that wanted to watch some like really fucking exhilarating runs. In total, Jervalen spent anywhere between 350 to 400 hours just grinding this out over the last 40 days. So he went fucking hog wild. And not just him. There were so many runners that did so well in this challenge and had a great time doing it, I'm sure. Minus like the mental deterioration. I'm sure a lot of them probably got brain rot from having to do Cairo Station level 1 1,000 times. But the community really banded together and made this whole event something special. This bounty I put out went way beyond what I could have possibly expected. There were so many articles written about it, as well as so many YouTube videos made about it from a lot of different channels, and just so much support on all of the streamers that were engaging in the challenge. I just couldn't be happier with how all of this went. So naturally, I want to do this again. I haven't decided on what the next big bounty is going to be, but I want it to be something equally as challenging and equally as entertaining. These runs have been my entertainment for the better part of 40 days now. I have watched so many streamers run this, and it's been so much fucking fun. So I definitely do want to do this more in the future, and we'll come up with really fun ways of doing it. But I want to get more into this right now. Not the actual run itself. That I'll probably save for another video, breaking it all down and just going into the actual meat of it and what makes it so incredibly nutty that this got pulled off. And just, analyzing exactly what Jervalen did here. But what I want to focus on now is the more broad challenge itself and the streamers that participated. The thing I think I'm most happy with in this challenge is how supportive the entire community's been of the streamers themselves. Jervalen, for example, started this challenge at 3,000 followers on Twitch with an average view count of, I think, right around 100. Jervalen is now currently at 28.8 thousand followers on Twitch with an average view count of 1,417 viewers, at least according to the Twitch tracker. That is an absurd amount of growth. He's also gained, I think, right around 4,500 subs, if I'm not wrong. So not only did he win $20,000 from completing this challenge, but over the last 40 days, he's made over $10,000 just from subs and donations alone, because the community got so excited and wanted to support him. And not just Jervalen, but he's the example I wanted to use first. And this growth was experienced across a lot of other streamers as well. A lot of the streamers, well, all of the streamers that participated in this event are smaller streamers. Some of them started streaming just for the sake of this event, and now they're looking at a potential career in streaming, assuming they want to even pursue it. So just seeing a bunch of smaller streamers experiencing a lot of growth from something like this, I think is fantastic. It's not something I take credit for, I want to be clear. That's the community. That's the impact of a very supportive community wanting to rally behind A, their personality, and B, their talent, wanting to see them achieve something that's never been done before. So it's just been a fucking joy to see. Now I want to give you the full leaderboard here for the people who actually made deep runs in this challenge. In the last video, I mentioned that there were roughly 1,500 people actively trying the challenge, and that's people that have tried multiple times across multiple streams. That number didn't include people that would fire up a stream one time and try for 3 hours before completely giving up and crying into a pillow. That was 1,500 people, like, absolutely giving it their best. And after that video, I'd say that number probably got close to 2,000 people actively running the game. So as of right now, I'd estimate like about 2,000 people had actively tried this challenge across the 40 days. And of those 2,000 runners, only 25 of them ever made it past level 1. That's how fucking unholy this challenge was. That's less than like 2% of runs made it past level 1. Absolutely brutal. Now, I want to give a shout out to someone named Chronos Returns. They did an amazing job setting up the Discord server where all of the strats were exchanged. People could talk to each other, going over like all of their different methods for the challenge and how they were going to attack it, as well as keeping track of all of the runners, which is how I got the number 25. So I'd like to give you the top 4 runners here. So Jervalen obviously was the one that completed it, the only one to complete it. And in second place was someone named Sinister HR. They were the only other runner to reach Gravemind. There's 13 levels in Halo 2, Gravemind is level 10. And it is the hardest level in the entire Halo franchise, and Sinister was the only one to make it there, but died shortly after reaching it, but still a very strong second place. In third place, we have Pedrogas. Pedrogas made it to Quarantine Zone, which is level 9, right before Gravemind. Watching this one was heartbreaking because I truly believe Pedrogas could have made it to Gravemind and maybe could have had a nice run in there because he's a very talented runner. And in fourth place, we have Fraser. Fraser made it to Sacred Icon. And a fun fact about Fraser is he'd never played Halo until this challenge, so he learned all of this from actual nothing. In 40 days, he went from complete novice to a top 4 runner in the world here. And he's still grinding this out right now to the tune of 2,000 viewers. He wants to be the first one to complete this challenge in the Master Chief Collection Halo 2 Anniversary Edition. So for those that don't know, Jervalen beat this challenge on Halo 2 Classic, the original Halo 2 disc. There is, however, Halo 2 Anniversary, which is part of the Master Chief Collection, and it plays very differently from Classic. It's a different tick rate, and certain glitches don't work on there, so it's a different route and different strats in a lot of different areas. So Fraser could still be the first person to complete this challenge on the Anniversary Edition, because that hasn't been done since Trevelyan did it on Classic. And I also think it's important to bring one other person in here while talking about Fraser, and that's another runner named Somewhat Cuddly Hammer. Somewhat Cuddly Hammer hasn't quite made it as far as Fraser yet, but he and Fraser teamed up and found the most important glitch in Halo 2 history, I'd say. I don't think that'd be an exaggeration to say that, because it helped secure $20,000 for Trevelyan, so it's the most expensive glitch ever found. They found a way to consistently skip Prison on Gravemind. Prison is the hardest part of Gravemind, which is the hardest level. It's the spot where Trevelyan died the most. Trevelyan reached Gravemind 13 times, and most of his deaths came to Prison because it's just absolutely brutal. They found a way to consistently skip it. A prison skip had always been known, had been known for a long time, but the setup for it was deemed unreliable and pretty much not worth even trying in this challenge because of the skulls. But Somewhat Cuddly Hammer and Fraser found a consistent setup that allowed Trevelyan to actually use it during his run. So he was able to skip Prison during his run using their glitch. So I think that is extremely important to make note of. Even though Somewhat Cuddly Hammer didn't make it into the top 5, I wanted to shout him out here, specifically for helping find that. And now I'd like to show you all of the other runners that made it past level 1. A lot of these streamers have been grinding constantly in this challenge, and it's been a lot of fun to pop into all of their streams, learn a little about them, get a taste of their personality, watch them have a good time, goof around with chat, get angry if they get bullshitted in Halo 2. Like, it's just been an extremely memorable experience. So a big thank you to everyone that ran this, and a huge thank you to the community that really made this something way beyond what we could have possibly expected. I had a great time with this entire, bounty challenge thing. It was so fucking fun. And, happy for Trevelyan and his family. Naturally, a lot of people have been asking Trevelyan what he plans to do next, and this isn't like a I'm going to Disney World situation. He has a real answer. He's done with this challenge. He's not going to revisit it to try and get a faster time completion on it or anything. He's going right into another equally nutty challenge run, something he calls Goliath. And that's Halo 2 Legendary Solo, all skulls on, including Envy, completing it deathless without shooting a single bullet. Melee only. So he's going from one absolutely brutal challenge into another one right after it. An absolute glutton for punishment, it seems. This is something he's been working on for around 6 months, he said. So that'll be pretty hyped to start watching those runs. I'm excited to see who the first person to complete this on Halo 2 Anniversary will be. That doesn't have a bounty. Let me go ahead and put that to bed right now. I'm not issuing a separate bounty for Halo 2 Anniversary. It has been claimed by Trevelyan officially, but I know Fraser said he's going to continue to grind it, and I hope some of the other runners will too. They put a ton of time into it. I'd like to see them complete it. I'm going to keep watching, and we'll keep thinking of another great bounty to do like this and just have more fun doing shit like this. That's about it. See ya.